You asked me when I last lost my voice. It was some time ago, in the midst of some very strange events which began one afternoon in my home. A friend and I were talking, and during the course of the conversation she confided that she'd been hearing voices in the middle of the night. But when she awoke, there was no one there. At times she had the uncanny feeling that it was she who was speaking, but in a voice not her own.
11.
I must admit, I didn't really know how to react to this, and so was relieved when a phone call interrupted the telling of this bizarre and quite disturbing tale. As I picked up the phone, the call was terminated, as often happens when not all payphones are working. So I wasn't particularly worried. I turned up the radio and forgot all about it. But it seems I forgot prematurely, because in the months that followed, these answerless calls kept returning. I began to wonder who was calling and where they were calling from.
There is no one call, but a calling, a call really, which is always a return, calling to silence.
My friend's story continued to haunt me, and I simply could not understand the meaning of this daily telephonic routine.
The call of the other is essentially anonymous.
I wondered which was most traumatic. Voices heard in the dead of night, or calls cut short in the fading light of the afternoon. Definitely, I concluded, my friend's experience was close to madness. The voices she heard were so frighteningly foreign, whereas at least I knew that the telephonic dimension had an instrument in my home, and that I could pay my bills just down the street.
The call is from afar to afar. It reaches those who want to be brought back. It comes from me, and yet from beyond me and over me. It calls me to a place I have never been, a place so unfamiliar that I feel it as myself as I would be if I took myself off the hook. It calls me to disconnect.
Voices without bodies, calls without callers. I had the impression of a massive but anonymous switchboard, dialing in perhaps to check on my continued existence. At times I wondered if my telephone wasn't also an instrument put to excessive use by a mass of free-floating entities, able to vocalize but not materialize their ghostly presence. And this led me to listen very carefully to whatever occurred on the phone. With my ear pressed tight to the receiver, I became acutely aware of another world. A world populated by unexplainable sounds that endured even my dreams. At times, growing to recognize that space